How to manage the world through prayer.
It's not enough for you to pray. You need to awaken those that are behind you, below you, the lower one, that will awaken you with his deficiency, and then his deficiency you will raise upwards in your prayer. It is a must for there to be someone below who demands of you, and then you will be able to demand of the Creator for him, for the lower one. Just like the lower, the upper, and the upper. Otherwise, your prayer is not a prayer. Your prayer will be egotistical. It has to be constructed upon the lack of the world. Yes.
What are the conditions in order to raise the prayer for the lower one?
To the lower one or to the upper one?
To raise towards the upper one.
When the lower one will want it, you need to cause the lower one to know what we're talking about and what's happening and what could happen, and then they will ask. So then they will say, so how to do it? So do it for me. So come together, we'll do it. Well. And then you can raise their lacks upwards. Otherwise, you're not connecting to the Creator. We must be incorporated with the lacks of the lower ones.
In an example, if I say the world, if I tell the world the solution is in changing in hating myself.
They'll throw me in a fire.
Don't say that.
Don't say it that way. You need to know how to talk. That's why I'm saying we need to learn how to talk and speak in this style like they do. So it'll be clear and it won't reject them and repel them. That's the whole artistry here.
So what conditions are necessary that I am allowed to represent those below me? Something like this.
משהו בסגנון של מהם התנאים ההכרחיים כדי שאני יכול לייצג את אלה שנמצאים תחתינו.
שהם ירצו. For them to want it. For them to want to receive it from you. And then you will be able to turn to the Creator and to ask for them, and you will receive. Only in such a manner. You pray for them and not for yourself, and then you have the privilege of receiving for them.
Is it possible to receive from the lower ones the deficiency for money, for food, and transform that?
No. Only for connection.
We know that the true deficiency is for connection.
They also need to know that. They too need to know that without connection, they won't have money or bread or anything. We're in a world where we're all connected through cell phones to each other, especially the young generation. They don't at all know how to even look at the world. They only look through their little screens there of their mobile devices. Their phones. So we need to explain to them that their fulfillment can only be through connection. And we also need to think how we specifically, through the right connection between all these gadgets, these mobile devices and internet instruments, how to teach them how to be connected in a way that leads us to connection. And nevertheless, they have connection to the web, but how to make that web friendly, to make it such that it will teach slowly, even in an incognito way, that it will teach them that the good connection, the nice connection between everyone, even though it's not from heart to heart, it's not too much from heart to heart for us too. But how the connection between all the little pressing on those buttons there will lead us towards the fulfillment, the good fulfillment, the great fulfillment, eternal, whole, above it all. I think that this young generation is already ready for it. We can start supplying them with this because they're very quickly going through all these despairs from the connections. Okay.
In regards to dissemination, meaning we learned for many years, say, intellectually, and now we're coming to a point where everything's coming to some emotional connection with the 10. And also in terms of dissemination, it looks like for many years we're trying to explain to people things, and people want to feel something instantly. And if they feel something, then they can make efforts for it. Maybe there's a shorter path.
I don't think you can get there in such a short way, because you have to enter through the intellect and explain to a person that the general system is there, and that we're all in one system, and nature is an integral system, and we can't run away from it. It will always bring us back through those sufferings, back to the connection. And therefore, if we try to build a connection in a correct and good way, then we all profit from that. And of course, it will appear as some kind of socialistic or communistic goody two-shoe explanation, but it's the truth. And we need to explain it in the most logical possible way, that it doesn't depend on us, but that's the law of nature. And now we have many proofs for this. Therefore, this is the first thing. Now, after you explain this necessity that we must connect, then you have but one thing to explain. You can attach to it other proofs from the wisdom of Kabbalah without saying that it's from there, about the general system and how it's constructed, and if you want, if the audience is willing, and then you need to already scrutinize the matter with how you come to connection. The fact that the connection of the people is good for each and every state, and is for sure that it's good. By that it will appear that you're not trying to destroy the rich ones or the rulers or the elites or something like that. You need to explain it in the right way and in a simple, easy way. That's something we will learn. But for the time being, you should engage in this and work with this, get busy with this. Don't start squirting in all those places on the internet or the media, these things. Prepare yourself more and more. See inside how you're changing inside, how much you're filling up with the knowledge on one hand, and on the other hand, with a kind of an array of a campaign of sorts that you feel how it needs to be, and then we can go out and explain it. But that's a must. It's a must for us to do this, and be cautious of not doing it in a nice way, so they won't come to you and punish you for something there that you're these or those, like this or like that, in some way. But we must start with this.